Alright, we got the stream going. Just waiting for a couple people to get in here, then we'll get started. So tonight, we're going to be playing a little bit of Armored Core 5 because I need to blow off some steam. And what better way to blow off some steam than to blow something else up? So we're going to be having some fun tonight. Okay, there is something going on here.
Main system, checking pilot data.
There we go. Good to see that the system is just as sterling as ever.
Main system, normal mode activated. Now resuming mission. Welcome back.
If anybody's having trouble with the stream, try exiting and rejoining. That might work, or the system is just being a butt tonight. Let's see what all I got. I've still got my totally not laughing stock of a unit here. So, oh my god, was the camera panning always this slow? Hey, we got it working. Let's go to assembly. Let's see what all we got. Yeah, there you go. Got 2 battle rifles. Yeah, I'm good for a little bit. Wait, no. Out of assembly, and you can tell it's been a while. I forgot how the menu worked. We're going to do a couple more missions of the order missions, and then we'll move on to a story one. I just want to get the unit set up a little better.
Main system.
Because these story missions are no joke.
These guys must be the ones grubbing all the supplies around here. Large helicopter sighting.
Oh yeah.
Bring it down.
Like, the UI here is phenomenal.
System.
Also, that lens flare. Yeesh. Oh yeah. Hope you enjoy those tank rounds. Oh yeah, no, I'm just violating some serious laws of physics up here. Let's see. If I arc it that way.
System. Scan mode.
Track the recon unit down. It should be landing. Booyah! What do we got?
System. Combat mode.
Oh yeah, the UI here is amazing. Okay, so you're weak to kinetics.
Combat mode.
Which would be good if they ever hit. Oh my god, get up there! No, don't let them switch out of modes. Yeah. Thing's allergic to gravity.
System scan mode. Energy at 30%.
Okay, next area. Okay, I can see the line of sight from that guy.
Mode.
Whoop! He can see me!
System combat mode. Energy at 30%. Energy depleted. Energy at 30%. Shoulder ammo 30%. Shoulder ammo depleted.
Damn. Not of heat rounds. Okay, you know what, buddy? How about a knee to the face? You comprende rider kick? Good. Didn't think so.
Energy at 30%. Energy at 30%.
Yeah, didn't think you spoke it either. Ah, there he is. Nope, there's the other one. Like, the walk cycles on these things look so weird.
Wow, we hit the jackpot this time. Good job.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
Like, what's cool is, like, even when you're in the screen here, it displays your emblem in the background, which is really cool. I just haven't taken the time to, set up an emblem. So I just went with the generic one I could pick. Let's see, we've got... Okay, the next order mission is here. Please tell me it's versus an AC. It is versus an AC! Just grab a drink of my Powerade here while this game's loading.
Whoa, he's really here. Better kill him fast. Bullets aren't cheap these days.
And he's somewhat using my weakness.
Activating combat mode.
Because those look like chemical rifles. Wow, somebody thought he could get a pot shot off of my nuts.
System scan mode.
Quit bouncing off the walls, you coward! That's right. Get cocky and try and take me head on.
Ammo at 30%. Shoulder ammo depleted.
God, I wish I had my tank available right now. Okay, 20,000 health left. Dropping fast. Great. As a war of attrition, he's winning. Okay, time to switch to chemical rifle. See how that works.
Suit damaged. Take evasive action.
Come on. Like, that's the thing, too. If I'm struggling with an AC like this, Oh yeah, there's no way I can handle the next mission, even though it's only chapter 1.
Energy at 30%. Energy at 30%. System scan mode.
Okay, there he is. Coming up the path this way. There he is. Let's see if I can get some scan data on him. Got it. He's weak to lasers. I'm not carrying lasers though. So I'll have to go with the second option, which is chemical. That explains why I'm not really doing much. The game's basically like a lot of rock, paper, and he's dead.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
Pop! So the whole reason of scan mode existing is because everything in the game has a weakness. And the only way to reveal that is by scanning them, which is a major tactical disadvantage sometimes. So to compensate for this, they gave you the recon units, which extend your scanning range. It also reveals any nearby units. Like, it's a brilliant concept on paper, and I love it. It's crazy, but I love it. Let's see, we've got an Avis, a tank, and, yeah, I can do that.
Main system activating combat mode.
Like, the UI is so clean, too, unlike some of the games we've all played.
Destroy them all. It's a crew of multiple
Like, if anyone's ever played Black Desert Online, that game's UI is a nightmare at the start. Like, it's like, here's the entire contents of the internet at once. So I hope you enjoy being able to play the game with about an inch of screen space. And the worst part is, with games like that, you have to get to, like, level 7 before you can shut it all down. It's like, why? Why? Don't think I've ever played EVE Online.
That's it. Well done.
Wow, that mission was fast.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
I gotta remember which number it is, though, for the story missions, because, oh my god, I absolutely do not want to take my tank into one of these missions. I did that when I was screwing around on my brother's save file at his old place. Oh my god. No! No, 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 no! I cannot do that again. I will scream. I took a tank into a water level by accident. And I had to rapidly dodge the boss that was sniping me in a tank. There is no such thing as rapid and tank. Let's go back to the workshop here for a little bit. Let's see what we got in the shop now, actually. We should have something better available. Because now that I've got a little bit of money to work with, a couple million, almost a couple million. Let's see, do we have any... There we go, autocannon. Now I can make my tank. Because you really want these specific autocannons. Until the better ones become available later on. These are OP as hell. Now, let's go to arms. I need TE resistance. Left side. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. AC5 went ludicrous with the amount of barrels available. I love it. I'm looking for one of these that has... Oh, right. Early in like this, you can't buy... replacement units for that one yet. So, let's go to tank. I think I bought the Baikal, or was it the... Was it this one I used, or was it this one? Charge attack power, movement control, where does it says movement speed? I'm probably blind. Okay, loading capacity, this one's the high weight. So your specs generally higher, boost ignition, boost acceleration. A lot of your stuff's lower, but the charge attack, okay. Let's see, was it this one or was it this one? I think it was this one I always went with. And also, look at the way, like, if you actually pay attention, when you change leg categories, your arms, your weapons are held entirely differently. So now it looks like I'm trying to fire my rifles like an idiot. But... this is the leg set I want. That's what I need for my tank. Close range. Mobile combat. I'm just gonna buy them all. Oops. Wide angle. Yeah. Like, I can afford all these, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. Gotta buy a better generator. Plus, I plan on buying all the, high acceleration, high power, or low consumption. Well, let's buy them all anyways. We never know when we might need a ridiculous amount of parts. Since money in this game is not an issue. Let's see what we got for the rifle. Ooh! Wait a minute, are you the burst type? Muzzle velocity, good. Ammo capacity, good, but something's off with that number. Base lock on time, ammo cost 10 to 10, decay rate, that's bad, so I want a longer decay rate. Like, we got a lot of information on these things, which I love. Like, AC5 is one of those games I could just play all day, every day. Let's see, actually, is this better overall? No, actually. So you're actually an inferior weapon to have right now. Let's see what we got for the battle rifle, though. The Podenka and the... Did I go with you ever? Or... I'm trying to... Oh, I know. You're just the high ammo type. Ooh. Ooh. This is a heat rifle. Yes. HEAT is an acronym. High Explosive Anti-Tank. They're essentially grenade rounds. And one of these, I'm trying to remember which one I went with. Because missiles in this game aren't really as good. And the auto attack gun, I have no idea what the hell this thing actually does. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Reserve magazine? Absolutely. Head. Actually, you're better. You're really good across the board, so let's pick you up. Yeah, let's pick you up too. I'll wait on you. Core. Wow, you're just straight up better. Okay. That means you're the repaired version. Let's see, one of these I used all the time in my tank builds, and I think this was the one. Ah, what the hell? I've got the money. Let's see. I've got. Okay, what are the arms equipped right now? So you're that type, which means you're this, but you're this type. No, you're this type. That's why you're just going to be straight up better. So if a part is, like, you always have a general selection available of garbage parts at the start. They are literally labeled as junk. If you take a look at, like, the weight and stuff like that, the junk parts actually weigh a hell of a lot more in some cases than the repaired versions. Like, it's all over the place, but it's incredible how they balance this system. Love the little mini shield there. Also, what is that actually protecting? That little circular shield. What is that actually guarding with? It's like they mounted an AWACS unit to my leg. Oh, we got the big boy legs up here. Let's see, I don't need a tetrapod right now, but it's good to know I have the option available. Let's get out of the shop. I actually need to AC data. Yes, create new AC data. Yeah, no, not kneecaps, kneecap. I'll register that there. So that, the cool thing about the way this system is set up is during missions where you have access to your dropship, you can actually have your AC completely refitted or an entire new AC brought in. Mid-mission. You just have to pay for it. And the more you use the facility, the worse it gets. But it starts off pretty cheap. At about 10 grand, and 10 grand in this game is nothing. Oh, yeah. Let's see, how many rounds do you have? Reload time, good. Ammo capacity, yes. No lock support, so you're the one I went with. Then ultimate, I can't use that yet. Right base, since this is going to be my tank build. Gonna go down to, did I ever buy anything for Gatlings? No, I did not. But that's okay, I generally don't use it. I don't need them anyways. Repaired. Get that on there. Arms, I don't need this category, I need this one. Because of this. This doubles the amount of ammo I use when I use my shoulder units. That's fine. This also doubles the firepower of them. And you don't get access to the repaired version of these until basically the end of the game. Yeah, don't need the boosters. Let's see, the fire control system. Yep. Generator. Yes. Booster, don't need. Recon. Yes. We are set for using this one. Name AC. Duh. It can only be one thing. Hazard pay. But it needs something a little more to differentiate it. Oh, I know. Let's go to the paint section real quick. Then let's go down to decal. Because this is where the shit gets really cool. So when you beat an AC in this game, you can obtain their decal regardless. So let's take the Flaming Lobster here. Bay 32. Let's edit the layer. Let's set you like this. Oh yeah, that doesn't look like a neon abomination at all. I love it. Oops. Button guide, how do I recenter? And there we go. The decal has been applied to the unit in Bay 32. So you can get really crazy. Like, I've seen people actually way more creative than I am. I've actually seen people who took the time and recreated characters from, like, Rule 34 on here. Took a lot of skill. It was not the questionable ones. It was not those. It was tastefully done. And I'll see if I have the images for one of them over in one of my drives somewhere. But it's awesome having this level of customization here. And you can create your own decals too. Gonna need to save this now. Then load. It'll simultaneously save the data I told it to and load my other unit so I can fix that. Because this only needs some minor modifications right now. Of course, I say minor, but it's really major. So we'll fix this. We'll fix the rifles up better. We'll fix the head. Fix the body. Fix the arms. Okay, I'm already on the good legs. Generator, up to the good one. There we go. There we go. We're already fixed. It's amazing how, you know, a simple refit will change your life. Then while we're at it, because the system's smart, not that smart, overwrite. I love this says this is the defense spec. Yeah, right. It's a fucking monster. Those autocannons, when they start up. Watch out, boys. So with that, we are ready for story. Oh wow, it's not even chapter 1, it's chapter 0. Let's get this train a-rolling. And as you can imagine, story missions take longer to load because they are much longer than the regular missions. Also, it has to load the just amazing voice cast. And I'm not being sarcastic there. This game's got Tara Strong, Wally Winger. I want to say Travis Willingham was also in this game. So we've got a lot of AAA talent. Like, I also want to say Yuri Lowenthal was in here too somewhere. Wow, the game just does not want to load today. Of course, this is a slightly older system I have, too, so might just need a love tap. Come on, system, you can do it. I believe in you. Like, just the artwork that went into this game, too, is incredible. Come on, you gonna be a dick today? Do I gotta restart? I'll give you another minute, but if you're not loaded, we're restarting. Okay, yeah, I think the game's stuck in a loop right now. So, that's nothing to be worried about. Just gotta exit and refresh it, so. Hopefully this won't impact the stream. I don't think it does, but if it does, bear with me. But that just goes to show you how big these levels are when the system can't even keep up. Oh, I did not like that sound. Well, I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, pretty sure I know what the problem is. It's already overheating. So, gonna do something I forgot I should have done from the start, and elevate the poor thing. Yeah, it's like, I love Sony to death. Like, I'm not in love with them, but when they screw up on their consoles, they do it big time. I actually had the backwards compatible PS3, you know, the big launch model that had, you know, the fancy like SD card reader and stuff built into it. Loved this thing to death. No, I don't want to sign in. Yes, I know I can't access Versus Play. Blah, 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 blah. But when I was disassembling this thing before I had to get rid of it, I sold it to a shop for some money. When I was disassembling it, I found out that the entire lower half of the PS3 was the cooling system. But they only gave it 2 ports to breathe through. They gave it a fan big enough to power Like, big enough to replace the freaking cooling system on a golf cart. But they didn't give it any ports to breathe through.
Good morning. Main
So it's no
system.
wonder that the
Checking
unit died.
data.
And learning from their mistake, they made the slim model, and they did the same fucking thing. Except this time, they put the cooling system on the top.
Main system.
I know where to cut. That's the problem. I don't want to cut it,
Resuming mission.
because I have to
Welcome
melt my way through the top of the shell. Let's just make sure our data's here. Which it should be. Yep, there we go. So we're all set up. And this was always a thing that could happen. All PS3 models are like this. So. Which is why I and a lot of others are kind of pissed off that the Armored Core franchise is not on the backwards compatibility list. Sony has no interest in this anymore, and From Software is too busy making Dark Souls. There we go!
Calling all units. The resistance.
They never tell you what corporation, just that you're working for them.
Your mission is to pursue and destroy them.
Also, I believe that is one Laura
Working for
Bailey.
the corporation now. We expect you to earn your pay. In short, we want results. I suggest you keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, I fit in so well with this city, don't I? Dark, gritty, gloomy. Then here's a glow stick being carried by a helicopter.
I'll be your strategic aid for this mission. The battlefield awaits. We expect great things from you.
See, everybody here's expecting, you know, people get military camouflage. They ain't gonna be expecting somebody looking like me.
Doop.
Main system.
And the answer to follow the path is no. Because in the story missions, they hide scrap.
Your route data.
And scrap is amazing. All you have to do is find it in scan mode. And once you scan it, not only do you get a battlefield commission for it, like sometimes it's like $50,000 or something like that, but it also gives you access to better parts.
Turn back
So some of the
to
best parts in this game are locked behind scrap. And I'm trying to remember where one of these is, because the battlefield size here changes. I know the first one is up ahead over at the base, but there's one in this sector too, along with some hidden units. Like, see, there's the first one. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Scrap Collection 4.
system.
And there are high mobility ACs here. If you complete all of these, then you get an extra big bonus. The hell happened here? Correct me if I'm wrong, that was a water explosion. That's concrete. Game,
System.
the fuck you doing right now?
System. Scan mode.
Dory, come in. Where is the chief? I thought
Let's
he was
see, we've
supposed to
got
be leading the
attack
support
helicopters
units.
that are weak to literally everything.
He can be a little absent-minded.
Another
He's the
attack
best.
helicopter.
Careful.
Father hates to be disappointed.
Another attack helicopter, and then what the fuck?
We must not betray his
Did you-
expectations.
We are the
Did anybody else just see this thing bugging out and doing donuts in the sky?
don't have anything to worry about, sir.
See that I don't.
Yes, sir.
System. Scan mode. System. Combat mode.
Oh, forgot, there's also this one too. Because every mission has a Charge Master challenge where you got to take out 10 enemies using the charge attack, which is just you hold the quick boost until you throw your knee at them. But it does take up a good amount of the generator.
Energy.
And it's
10%.
on tanks, it's a damn near instant kill. Like if you're because it takes the full force of your unit and just transfers how much weight you have into an attack.
Energy at 30%.
It is broken as hell, man.
Depleted.
So while you're going to be slow as shit, the heavier you are, the more damage you do.
System. Scan
And it's
mode.
basically determined by your legs, too. So tanks do the absolute most amount of damage, but I believe tetrapods give you the most control because of their 4 legs. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's artillery. What do we got up ahead?
System. Combat mode.
Artillery!
Energy at 30%.
Don't you just love it? They have the tactical advantage. I wasn't even moving. And even though, yes, I was using Obi-Wan's strategy and having the high ground, they couldn't hit me.
System. Combat mode.
They're using a howitzer and couldn't hit me on the high ground. That's what howitzers were designed for. Bye-bye, Apache.
System. Scan mode. System. Combat mode.
And it's best to try and get the achievement, or the bonus challenges for, like, Charge Master and stuff done early in on this mission. Oops. Didn't mean to waste my shoulder ammo a little bit there. Still got 102 rounds left, though. Because I'm going to need that a little later on for when
System. Scan mode.
the first AC shows up. I want to say there's 2 ACs here. I know there's one for sure. Die, Avis. Yeah. Got the challenge done for destroying all the red
The enemy is trying
Avises.
to escape. I've updated your route. There's a large helicopter on the ground ahead. Destroy it.
You know, I'll give them credit, though. You know, they were at least, you know, loading and unloading at the helicopter pad for a change.
System.
See, even they get it. There's an order to things.
Target destroyed. I'll send the route to your next target.
System. Scan mode.
Let's see what's going on here. The hell?
System. Scan mode.
The hell? Sorry, I gotta take a mutual servers. Okay. Great. Well, there's another Discord bot I get to report to administration later on for scam. So now anybody in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega server is gonna get this. Nice. see, where's that next piece of... There's the next piece of scrap. I think that's Alpha. Nope, that's Charlie. What the hell? Also, yeah, don't mind me, I'm just a mobile home wrecker. Let's see, is there anything in the area? Where are you? Ah! Building.
System, combat mode.
Now we're in phase 2 with the AC.
Target destroyed. Transmitting next route.
And yes, this unit is equipped with an ultimate weapon. Because that is the grind blade.
I'm the one you're facing, rookie.
Enemy AC located. They still intend to resist.
Vendetta's on my
The
ass.
This battle is almost certain. Mission objective changed. Destroy the enemy AC.
System, combat mode.
Oh, it just, yeah, I see that. It just had 260 some dropped frames.
If we had someone like that, we could... I guess this is fate.
We sync back up now?
Enemy AC has withdrawn. He got away? Oh well. Continue with the mission. Locate the helicopter and destroy it.
Okay, not screwing around anymore.
System, scan mode. AC damaged. Take evasive action.
Yep, I'm gonna have to call in a repair back.
Ammo depleted.
Which I should have access to up ahead.
System, scan mode.
Wait a minute. Ah, there's Beta.
System, combat mode.
Wait, what? There. Oh no, that was Alpha. Okay. So, somehow already got that. Don't recall grabbing it, but you know what? I'm never one to turn it down. Because the thing is, too, when you call in your unit for, like, the 10 grand, whatever, it also completely refills all your ammo and your health, regardless of what you do. It's a complete refresh. So trading money for a complete refresh, oh yeah, that is well worth the trade.
System, scan mode.
Especially if you're not all that good of a player or are just struggling with one level. Like, that is a good system. I wish they would have put that in some of the other Armored Cores because, oh yeah, some of those things are brutally hard. Looking at you, Master of Arena.
System, combat mode.
Like, I don't care if we don't find Scrap Beta, but I'm pretty sure we will. This map isn't all that big.
System, scan mode.
And I actually think it's somewhat on the way, too, if we follow the route. Good, I got a workshop site available, which is right... Ah, Wally.
Target destroyed.
Good old
Mission
Wally.
complete. Well done.
Carol, you there, doll?
Chief, where are you?
An enemy AC escaped underground eastbound. He is the leader of all those resistance rats. Get that rookie on his ass immediately.
Sir, with the damage he sustained, that might be dangerous.
Indeed it might. And that's a problem. Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Understood,
use
sir.
that garage real
You are
quick.
the chief. Proceed with the mission. I'm sending you a route that will take you underground. Seek and destroy the enemy leader.
Yep, 10,000 credits. But having a and look at this, it actually takes you back to the full customization screen. Don't like the way your unit's running? Cool. You can rebuild the entire thing if you wanted to. That is insane. That is why I love this game. That and the story. Like, AC5 was the first Armored Core to have a real story.
Combat mode.
It's kind of sad that the game, which came out damn near the end of their lifespan, has the story.
System. Scan mode.
Let's see, I'm looking for charge match. Oh, already done. Okay, I already did it, so... Just guns a Rambo.
System. Combat mode.
He's trying to block the entrance. It might be smarter to plow straight through, but at that low of an altitude, this is the perfect chance. Let's finish it.
I seem to recall there being a second one of those choppers here, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Also, look at this. We're equipped with literal headlights in this. That's incredible. No other Armored Core. Dark room? No, it's dark. It's dark unless you start wasting ammo. AC5's like, headlights. Yeah, headlights and night vision sensors.
System. Scan mode.
Like, that's incredible. I love it. Also, the simple fact that, yeah, technically we're piloting, you know, a gigantic, probably freaking 50-ton walking pile of metal through the sewers right now. Also, here's what happened to the last 50-ton pile of walking metal to come through the sewers. And thanks to the sewer gas, it's going to be burning for a while.
System. Combat mode.
See anything down this way? Nope.
System. Scan mode.
Oh yeah, no, we'd never suspect the enemy came through here at all.
System.
You again. You did a good job following me. Please accept my thanks. Are you watching, Father? This is just what you wanted. This time, however, victory is ours.
this is the Chief.
I was watching you, rookie. Not half bad, even if you did take your sweet time. I'd say you were perfectly suited to the job. The job of
Like, his AC is actually
that is.
really
What
balanced
happened? Run into
for what it
trouble,
is.
Chief? Just a little delay. Rookie here wanted to enjoy the scenery. Nothing to worry about, sir. All right then, pull out. I'll read your report later.
Yes, sir.
Leader, come in. Heading for rendezvous. Escape separately, as instructed. Come in.
Like, some of the lines here weren't delivered the best, but, you know.
Waiting.
The war with Father, the despotic ruler of the city, had drawn to a tragic close with the Resistance's defeat. Spirits broken, the vanquished fighters of the Resistance had little choice but to return from whence they came, deep under the surface of the earth. Pollution had ravaged the land as far as the eye could see. People were forced to cluster in the few habitable
I could make a
areas that
Fallout
remained.
joke because war never changes,
Still,
but I won't.
war raged on.
Let's see what I got. Yeah! I got the left and right KO 425 or 4T5 blades and the Golbarga kinetic missile. Oh, it's that blade. Okay. Yeah, see, if I hadn't bought the rifle already, I would have gotten the Podenka already here. So sometimes it's better not to buy the parts, even though they're available. That being said, the chance of finding the part available as scrap, really low. Let's see, city police. Okay, it's this one. Yeah, I need to be mobile for this one for the most of it. I won't need the tank for a little while, but having that tank available. BUT.
One year later, coming back from the brink of destruction, the Resistance had rallied yet again to face Father, under a new leader. But the past year ascended the enemy's strength to yet greater heights, while the Resistance was smaller than ever.
Like, I even enjoyed how they did the
Final
transitions
battles
here.
doomed from the start.
This is Leon. Do you read me? It's almost time. Let's go over the mission details. Our engineering team is inbound for the Executive Sector Surveillance Control Center. You're gonna be raising hell on this end, just like we discussed. Father plans to deploy surveillance units in every part of the city. If they see anything suspicious, they'll start a ruckus that'll bring their friends running. Our final battle draws close. We need this mission to succeed and kill these weeds at their roots. Something wrong, Fran?
This is just a preliminary operation. We can't do without you, especially now. get yourself killed.
Just that smooth transition, too.
It's time.
Like, I don't even think Daemon X Machina had transitions this smooth.
Main system.
So there's my
activating combat
garage. Flammable warning.
I'm not picky.
mode. As long as the pay's good.
Rosary, you'll be in charge of AC support. Keep our boys stocked and well equipped. Just stand by up top. You'll get a call when the time comes.
Roger that. Give me a ring and I'll come flying. You know my number.
Are you doing this for free, Rosie?
Arnie,
Okay, need to get up
is that
top.
a misguided attempt at humor? I couldn't work for free if my life depended on it. I don't go anywhere without getting paid.
System. Combat mode. System. Scan mode.
Then we'll know if I accidentally trip one of the alarms, because, oh boy, does it get annoying. Alright, the first piece of scrap is way out here in the port.
Scan mode. Energy at 30%. System. Combat mode.
Yep, there it is.
Scan mode. System. Combat mode. System. Scan mode.
Nope, you are not screaming today. Nope.
System. Combat mode.
Give me one moment. The general announcement just went out. I gotta check everything too. Which means it likely came from. One of the group. And they're already on it. Sorry about that. I take the security of anybody in my community seriously, so. Oh. Checkpoint mid-mission. What does that always tell you?
Rosie, I'm getting that bad feeling again.
Come on, Leon. Why don't you tell him?
Better watch out. Enemy reinforcements are on their way. I don't know how. That assistant of Rosary's always seems to know what's up.
Looks like it's showtime.
This won't end well, Rosie. We should get out of here.
Like, even these things don't look too bad.
And you do pull your weight.
They're weirder than hell,
But sooner or later, you're gonna
but even these are functional.
Seriously.
Also, what kind of a world is this where the police have outfitted themselves with freaking 200mm sniper cannons?
City police, support class. Not the fastest, but they
What is
make
this,
up for
America
their range.
3.0?
Your best bet is to close in and take them out as soon as possible.
You heard the lady. Scrap
Like, I can tell you this.
reinforcements
Even
and
some
stay
places in
on.
America won't allow you to have weapons this big, even if you have the permits. Like, even Colorado's not that crazy. Like, here's why I say that. In Colorado, no joke, as long as you have the paperwork that says, like, you're authorized to have it and stuff like that, you can have anything. Like, there's this one guy in Colorado, he has, like, I think 3 tanks and an entire firing range. Because he has all the permits for it and stuff, too. Like, they're not street legal, of course, but, you know, they don't have to be. As long as you have the permits, you can own pretty much anything. And yeah, pretty much everything in the game, yeah. Like, that's one of the charms of this, too. It's like the world was so destroyed that we are literally welding whatever we can together and making it work. Okay, there he is.
System. Scan mode.
Okay, who's taking pot shots at my ass?
A call from the engineering team. They're gonna be withdrawing. Now, let's move to phase 2.
Roger that.
Really? I actually didn't know that. I thought it was like a Mark III or something like that.
Our friends need support to
I didn't know it was old necks and stuff like that.
Hey, there's more of them. You guys sure are the life of the party.
Which, you know, would make sense considering how screwed up things got after 4 Answer. Because with the whole Kojima particles and stuff like that. So I actually didn't know that the Armored Cores were really, you know, all deeply connected like this. I knew the generational ones were. Like the original trilogy. I know the original trilogy was connected, then I knew the games like for 2 and Another Age were connected, and then starting with 3 all the way up to Last Raven was connected. Because we can't really say that, you know, like, Ninebreaker had story, because it really didn't. Like, Ninebreaker served its purpose, though. It prepared you for the absolute onslaught that was Last Raven. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, I made the mistake of going from Nexus straight to Last Raven. Oh my god. You want to talk about unprepared. Holy crap. Let's see what I got here. Support ACs, defense ACs. Ooh. Looks like I've got 3 more pieces of scrap to find.
System. Scan mode.
Like, I like how you can boost here and it doesn't really drain from your generator unless you use your quick boost.
Energy at 30%.
Oh, right a minute. Wait. Where's the train yard? Because I know there's a piece of scrap in the train yard.
System. Scan
Okay,
mode.
boys, seriously? I'm not wasting my heat rounds on... Actually, I can waste my heat rounds on you. I forget I have these.
System. Combat mode.
piece of scrap should be somewhere around here.
Evasive action. System. Scan
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah, 9-ball was certainly a challenge. Like, the original 9-ball was pretty easy, if I'm being honest. But 9-ball Seraph, oh my god. From Software, what the fuck were you thinking? Seriously, what the fuck were you on when you made that thing? That thing is a monster. Like, 9-ball Seraph, oh my god. The only reason I somehow managed to beat it in Another Age, the upgraded version, mind you, the only reason I was able to beat it was the damn thing kept attacking me from behind, and so I got really crazy and experimental, and I used the rear Vulcan. It did next to no damage, but I got lucky, and the one few sets of hits that actually managed to make contact with him killed him.
Combat mode.
Because why? There it is. Why would they make him that way? And up until like 2 years ago, I had never even seen anybody on YouTube legitimately beat him. Most people I know had to get like an Action Replay or a Game Shark for the PS1 just to beat him. Like, From Software, I get it. You like making hard games, okay? You can make your games hard without making them that unfair. Because you don't need to throw a 10 freaking 9-ball boss rush at us and then make us do that. Not all of us have 3 extra controllers on standby. Like, just, why do they have to make him that hard? And the worst part is, they put him in, like, so this kind of canonized Armored Core in a weird way. They put 9-ball Seraph as a playable character in the PlayStation 3 exclusive game, Another Century's Episode R. Like, I don't know how to unlock him, but the simple fact that you get to play as 9-ball Seraph, something that every person I know was begging for, like, even in Daemon X Machina. Like, when you get to the Zarek Roar boss fight in multiplayer mode, which, you know, a lot of people can start there. It's really not recommended to do so, but you can. Even that, once you get access to the secret shop and whatnot, you can actually play as the essentially 9-ball Seraph of the game. So that is one thing Daemon X Machina did right. And Daemon X Machina did a lot right. The gameplay was smooth. The customization felt good. Every weapon was viable except for, like, the Trickster handgun, which was like a... I seriously have to believe that weapon was made as a joke. Because that thing gets, like, 1 damage. 2 at most. But if we're talking about joke weapons, there are 2 weapons that come to mind that are not jokes, but they are just so funny to see them being used. I'm of course talking about Mr. Toots from one of the Red Faction games, the unicorn that fires ultra-destructive rainbow lasers out of his ass while screaming at the top of his lungs. No joke, that is a real weapon, look it up. And then, of course, there is the hysterical Foam Finger from the Dead Space franchise. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it. I knew it was one of the Red Factions, because I've been playing through Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered over on my Switch. Like, I love that game. I only have one complaint with it, though. It's not a lot of music in it. Like, I love all the references, though, to, like, all of the, well, what am I looking for here? Like, Saints Row and stuff like that with the Ultor Corporation. So it's weird. Does that mean this, when we did, you know, in Saints Row 4, Saints in Space and stuff like that? I'm not Saints Row 4, Saints Row 3. Does that mean when we went through that, we were actually preparing ourselves to go to Mars? Yeah, I heard about that. They're not really running it again, so, like, they're not talking about continuing the franchise so much as they're going to do a reboot of it. I don't know if that's going to be like a soft reboot, a hard reboot, or a complete reimagining. But if the games actually end up with, you know, like a definitive end this time around, I might consider playing them, even though they are terrifying. You know what? Oh, that's right. If I want to use my tank, I gotta actually equip every part. Wait a minute. Button guide. Do I have a load option? I do not. Well. Shit. Yeah, who needs an ultimate weapon when... Like, I don't have to bring this in here. Oh, I know what I'm coming up against. I want it to go fast. Because this thing most certainly cannot. Yeah. Like, I know they were doing their hardest and stuff like that, but... Like, I prefer games that have, like, definitive endings or something like that, or not stuff that's, like, I just don't want it to end up like Mass Effect 3 again, you know? Oh, yeah, we're moving at half the speed of smell now.
Activating combat mode. System scan mode. Energy at 30%.
Is that water down there? Yes, that is water down there. So... Like, I love that the tanks can even soft jump, too. So it kind of gives me, you know, like, flashbacks to the good old days of playing, like, Star Fox, you know, just operating the Landmaster. Ah, memories, man. Wait a minute.
Energy at 30%. Energy depleted.
Something's not right with my right arm unit. Am I equipped with...
System combat.
Well, this is embarrassing. I was going for overkill, and I forgot to equip my other autocannon.
System scan mode.
Come here, Rosie. I need you again.
Energy at 30%. Energy depleted.
Here we go.
Look, I'm sorry. If I'm going to go big gun, go burr. Oh, I'm going to go big gun, go burr.
Main system activating combat mode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, what I love that, so spoiler alert for the final boss of this game, if you actually use a tank AC equipped with autocannons, that thing dies in about 20 seconds. Its kinetic defense is about 10. Yeah. Turns out it's allergic to lead. Like gratuitous amounts of lead.
System scan mode. Energy at 30%. Energy depleted.
Oh yeah, I know they fixed that on Verdict Day. Holy shit. Like, it went from joke boss to raid boss.
Energy at 30%.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually can't confirm this. The servers on PlayStation 3 are still running to this day. So when my original PS3 actually died on me, I had a near complete save of Verdict Day already on the system. And, you know, this is why I can never, like, a lot of people give companies flack for, you know, whatever reason they can. I can never say a damn thing bad about Bandai Namco, except for their decisions on what they did with New Gundam Breaker. What the hell, man? But that's a subject for a different day, because when my PS3 died, my original one, they had backed up my data. I did not have PlayStation Plus or anything. The Bandai Namco servers for Verdict Day had backed up all of my parts, my save data, and whatever my last blueprint access was.
Unidentified ACs in the tunnel.
The terrorists
And I was like losing my mind thinking I was going to have to redo everything.
instructions to law and order. This is the mission of the city police.
Also, you're about to see this guy have a really, really bad day.
AC inbound.
Yeah.
Police.
Like, they're not all terrible, but, oh, that's cute. He wanted to unload some rounds up my ass.
Well done.
Okay.
Keep heading toward the executive sector. The engineering team.
Anybody remember to stop blinking? Because all I did was my shoulders opened. Yeah, I know. Who the Like, what fucking country is this where the police are outfitted with military-grade weapons? Like, how bad is the fucking crime in your country when the police are armed with goddamn robots? Yeah, Merca 5.0, thank you. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that would have given me my my auto cannons again. Oops. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. We're in business for the Big Gun Go Mega Burr. I just got both of the equipments for the Gatling cannons. So let's load Hazard Pay. Because it's time to give him some much-needed bigger guns. Just doesn't have nearly enough ammo yet. I'm not happy. Yeah, I know, right? They gave us, like, in Verdict Day, they gave us the Giga Missile. A goddamn tactical nuke! But they never gave us an ultimate machine gun. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's about the right amount of firepower. Like, oh my god, like, the ultimate weapons. Like, in this game, just for beating it, they give you 3 of them. They give you every ultimate weapon in this game for beating it. But in Verdict Day, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, the beam weapons in this game are pretty crap. Oh yeah, Damon would... Are you kidding me? Damon Ex Machina with freaking Gatlings? Fuck. Dude, can you just imagine seeing something with dual-wielding Gatling guns doing that bullet dance? Oh my god. Like, that would be probably the coolest damn thing ever. It's just nothing but a hail of bullets just bouncing everywhere. Or, you know, let's take it one step further. Imagine if they added the beam reflexor from Jak 3. Just ricocheting bullets everywhere. Oh, don't even remind me of that, dude. Dude, don't even remind me of that. I somehow managed to rack up a $1.83 million bill in AC freaking Silent Line from how much ridiculous ammo I was using in one of the missions. Because they gave me access to the supply truck. They, by the way, never said the supply truck had a limit. No. No. I was using, it was one of the missile launchers. One of the missiles in the game has, like, stupid damage capacity. It wasn't the 12-lock one. It was, like, I'll know it when I see it. But I was using that. I was using the chest that had the heavyweight chest with the 4 missile interceptors that had the 2 linear guns, or the 2 linear cannons as the Exceed Orbit. Like, it was all over the place, man. Like, of course, I was using the 1,000 ammo machine gun, too. I mean, if that's just an Armored Core standard right there. You have that thing, you're set for the whole game. But, oh my god. When I saw that bill, I'm like, okay, I'm reverting to the previous save. Yeah. Yeah. The second you get your hands on the 1,000 ammo machine gun, you are set. Because it actually does not matter what Armored Core game you're playing either. So in Last Raven, that is still a Class S weapon, even though they nerfed it into oblivion. Like, they nerfed the 1,000 ammo so hard that it is no longer viable. Yet it is somehow still viable. Now, see, if you want to do with the AC encounters, what you want to do, like, not counting Last Raven, with the 1,000 ammo machine gun, like, I particularly run Silent Line, because that is my favorite Armored Core, hands down. Just for, like my speed game and stuff like that, that is my all-time favorite. What I would do is I would actually pair the 1,000 ammo machine gun with the triple shot rifle you get from the arena. Because that rifle, in conjunction with that, you could lay down some fire, force them out, and then hit them with that rifle. Okay, yeah, not doing this mission just yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And the best part is, like, the original Armored Cores had that too, but the worst part is it was locked behind a cheat code. You had to know what button combination to press when you were playing the game. Like, you had to pause it and then hit the thing, and even then it wasn't like a legit cockpit view. It just took the camera that was behind you and set it inside your chest. There was no clipping or anything like that, but it did make the game a little harder overall. So I can understand why they didn't make that a feature immediately. But what irks me to no end is, like on Silent Line Portable, for example, they removed that feature. They just straight up removed it. Like, oh my god, like, I could talk about Silent Line all day.
Activating combat mode.
Like, the soundtrack, oh my, that was a banging soundtrack right there, too. The customization was amazing. And you know what? I can absolutely forgive them removing first-person mode because of one thing.
As quickly as you can.
All the extra parts they added in the portable version. And absolutely, man, the Silent Line intro. Oh my god. That was a fucking banger right there. Wait, you could play AC, like, you could play Armored Core as an operator? Like, for AC5 and stuff like that? I never, like, I was really late to the party, so by the time I actually got my hands on these games, like, the entire franchise was dead by the time I got my hands on these. Because I do have the entire collection on hard disk. It took me about 10 years to track it all down, but oh my god, man. Like, I have always loved games where you can customize your character and stuff like that. Like, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I love Gundam Breaker so much. Not New Gundam Breaker, that, we don't talk about that one. Now, here's the thing about Verdict Day 2, like, over on, like, if you're part of the main group that plays it on the PS3, for example, you could start with a fresh save, join that group, and then here's the funny part. Because the group I was part of was the #2 ranked group in the entire country, I got every damn achievement for the groups in about 27 seconds. Just for hitting accept. So it's nice to know that these games are kind of easy to exploit for the trophies. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be playing that one too, because I actually just made a trade with one of the people in my local builders group. So this is what it cost me, and this is what I gained. It cost me one Master Grade Freedom Gundam 2.0 of my 2 that I have, and one of my 2 spare unbuilt Master Grade Age 2 Magnums. But in exchange, that person is giving me their extra PS4. Base model, I don't care. But it has a controller, and they're talking like they're going to throw in some extra games too. So it's like, hell yeah. Like, only an idiot screams about, you know, getting something for basically nothing. So I'm happy as hell that I'm finally getting, you know, something like, I don't care it's not complete current generation. I already have a couple PS4 games that I was playing over at the bar I go to. But this gives me the option to stream them now. And I'm loving that. Oh yeah, absolutely good trade. Like, I'm going to go, like, I pick it up next week because he's busy off in another city for a while. But I was expecting it, like, of the entire list I gave him, because I am overstocked on crap like you would not believe. I can respect that. There are a lot of good aquatic suits. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've ever played Gundam Crossfire, but in those games, like, the worst part is, in Gundam Crossfire, the aquatic suits are the worst, except for the Kampfer. The Kampfer is amazing. Like, I actually have the Master Grade Kampfer, and, like, it's dated, to be sure, but you know what? It's fun. It's a fun, dated Master Grade that's dual-wielding shotguns. And you just gotta love something that looks that good and can just, you know, shove a boomstick down something's throat. Every time I play with that thing, I'm hearing Ash Williams from Army of Darkness screaming, "And this is my boomstick!" I'm hearing that every time.
Doesn't seem like it'll fetch much of a price.
The beehives.
Main system activating combat mode.
Let's see, you're either directly across or directly below me. But if you want to get into the kits and stuff like that, you don't really have to have all that much. I actually recommend the new entry grade that just came out. Depending on where you shop, it's between $7 and $10. Like, if you live in the States and stuff like that, I've seen the, like, over at Target, we actually have the entry grade for $7. And for $7, you can just rip this kit right off the runners and assemble it. It is that good. It was designed for that, by the way. Ah, look at this thing. It's running like a Pegasus. And
Mission objective.
it dies like a Pegasus, too.
Returning to normal mode.
But, oh my god, man, like... Yeah, like, the thing is, too, like, Crossfire is one of the first-generation PS3 games, too. Yeah, and exactly, like, Zeonic Front, like, I own that one, too. I actually own everything for Gundam for the PS2 that was ever in, you know, America. Except for, I think it's Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. And, oh god, I forget what the other one was. But I've got Zeonic Front, Encounters in Space, Never Ending Tomorrow for Seed. But mine's a little beat up. Because I put too many damn hours into it. Not gonna lie there. Let's see. Ooh, Fists of Iron. Like, Zeonic Front was fun, though. Like, the early levels were not all that much fun, to be honest. But the later ones, once you got access to better equipment, those became fun. The bullshit part was when the enemy just got behind you and just pegged you with any weapon and you just fell over dead.
Main system. Activating combat mode.
But I will admit, I was kind of not cheating. I was cheesing the system using a legitimate tactic. I put everybody in Gundam.
Mission objective complete. System. Return.
Okay, what did we learn here, person? Was it maybe never charge home plate when the pitcher has the ball? Or don't charge towards something that's laying down enough lead to wipe out the army? Yeah. Give me all that extra moolah. Oh, wait, I haven't completed this yet, have I? No, I have. Well, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to use grunts and stuff like that. I mean, of course you are. But I've actually gotten, Crossfire, I've gotten that one going so fast that I've caused an audio error. And it sounds like the entire game, like the audio feed was being played through a fan. Like the voices are slow, the audio is choppy, the gameplay is moving fine, but I don't know what causes it. I've tested it with 2 different copies of the game on 4 different systems, and it happens every time. So I'm thinking something was improperly configured. And I tested it when it was, like, I tested it using the install data, so that way it was, you know, mostly installed and faster load times. And then I tested it as normal, and it happened regardless. So and it wasn't that the disc was damaged or anything, the disc was brand new. Oh, yeah. Getting access to the Dom is, like, straight up better. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Zaku as much as the next guy. But there's just something about, you know, good old tons of fun, just not... I don't want to... I want to say strolling down the road, but, no, we've never seen the Dom actually take a step. I actually don't think under gravity the Dom can walk. Like, I don't seem to recall the Dom ever walking under gravity, ever. But I actually have the Master Grade Dom, too. Like, I have yet to get the high grade of it, because I know it's kind of old. But the Master Grade, pretty damn good. Also, oh, it's a big boy. It's a big boy.
Energy at 30%.
Like, I have a ridiculous Gundam collection. Like, if I had to rank my collections, Gundam is certainly up there now. Second, or it's in close third place to... Actually, no, I think I have more Gundam than I do Transformers now, which is kind of sad. Because I am a hardcore collector of... Like... The one thing it will never get to is I will never have more Gundam or Transformers than I do Legos, just lying around the house. Like, I have enough Legos to probably open my own store.
Complete. System returning to normal mode.
Yeah, like, I want to get into battle, so while you're here, actually, does Battle Operation 2 require that I have PlayStation Plus or something like that, or is it just one of those games where, because it doesn't use PlayStation servers, it's kind of outside that, that requirement? Like, I'll look into it then, like, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, you know, I'm not gonna cry a river over it. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, because I'm kind of new to the whole PlayStation Plus thing. Like, I do the family plan over on my Switch and stuff like that, but like, I do the family plan. I have a bunch of people on it. I personally rarely ever go online, which is kind of ironic.
I don't fight battles I won't win. That goes for this fight.
Oh, this idiot's using an autocannon with a biped. Wow. Wow.
Main system activating combat
Wow.
mode.
So this is going to go really fast. But they're also using a new weapon type here that this would be the first time ever seeing it. This is the turret weapon.
Energy at 30% energy depleted. System.
Haha, where are you located? You're in, there you are.
System. Combat mode. Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
That is why you don't stay in one place when you're taking on a tank. Yeah, I didn't get... Oh, I got the minor damage, but not the time limit. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, no, you don't got to tell me about going absolute crazy on the gachas and stuff like that, because I'm actually playing over on Steam another mobile game called, like, it's a weird situation. It started on phones, but then they moved it over to PC, over on Steam. It's called Action Taimanin. Don't let the tags fool you. I have yet to see anything of the suggestive nature of this game. And I am pretty familiar with the source material, so I can tell you straight up, this is tame compared to the normal stuff. And that is one hell of a gacha system right there. Like, it's set up like every gacha game out there, or every mobile game out there, where they give you so much you can do in one day unless you spend, like, premium currency to get, like, they call them AP potions in this game, so that way you can, play more, or, wait the time limit. But no, this game's, it's kind of like a visual novel mixed with Dynasty Warriors in a way.
Main system activating combat mode.
Yeah, for the translation they did, yeah, kind of a little bit. Like, the North American servers and stuff like that are very much behind where the rest of them are. Oh, we got a slugging match between tanks here. Oh, brr.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal
Boop.
mode.
but the gameplay is where it shines. Like, I actually have some screenshots of the game that are like the artwork is beautiful. Like, I don't think anybody can argue that the artwork, like from like when you get the supporters and stuff like that to their max heart rank. I can't remember what they called it there. I think they called it like not affinity. The intimacy rank. I don't know why they called it that. Yeah, no, the original material is way out there. It's something not everybody can handle. Oh, this fight. Oh, this is going to go easy. But no, the action time on and stuff, it is complete, like, 2 separate instances. This is PG next to the source material. Actually, fuck that. This is G-rated next to it. Yeah. But I gotta say this, I've been playing the game. I probably have, like, close to 60, 70 hours on it now. And it's not evil. I have all this time on the game, and I haven't spent a penny on it. And I'm almost done with it. Minus events. Like, I'm debating on spending money on it, but that only after I get my current problem solved. Because while I love the game, what I don't love is the fact that, even though I've downloaded it, I still have to connect to their servers, and there will come a day where their servers are shut down. And I think when a company does that, I think when a company is reaching the end of their lifespan, they should put out a final update that puts access to the game content on the user device regardless. Because then a lot of us, like, for example, I have the data for... Like, I don't know if anybody even remotely heard of this, but in Japan, years ago, there was a promotional app that was done between Hatsune Miku and Domino's. And this app contained music and artworks that were not available anywhere else. I have access to this. This was an iPhone exclusive app, but somebody online, they were able to dump it, and I don't know if the term is decompile it or decompress it, or I'm sorry, no, they decrypted it. Yeah, you know, like, I haven't played Fate Grand Order yet, but that's because my phone, like, I'm working on a wearable, off-the-grid computer because my phone is too underpowered to play fucking anything. Like, I can handle, you know, like, free-to-play games like Bouncy, but that's it. Anything I want to play, like Action Time On In, or anything short of emulators, just does not want to run.
The defensive types from before. I see several variants. They're packing some serious heat. Better watch yourself.
And the only reason, like, I want to access Action Time On In and stuff like that when I'm out is because... Not because I need to kill time, but because I want to maximize the potential of my characters and stuff like that, because I can check on them, you know, do the micromanagement and stuff like that, and just cycle them when they're in the training facility. So that way I can come back when I decide to come back and pick the game back up when I'm at my computer. Then everything is all just fixed. But I've actually found a, because I don't know if anyone ever heard of this. I know some people in my Discord have heard me talking about and praising this thing. I call it my brave little toaster. Because, like, I bought a while back, my brother got me a Kano PC. That's a little 11.6, or 11.6, yes. Yeah, you can tell I'm part Scottish now, can't ya? No, it's just my Sean Connery shrinking through. It's an 11.6 inch hybrid laptop tablet that originally was designed for educational purposes, but I've found that it has so much more potential in it. Like this thing, because I live in Arizona and stuff like that, I can test it under some pretty extreme temperatures. This thing took 127 degrees without overheating. It doesn't have the most powerful chipset in the world. It's, you know, it's got an Intel Celeron N4000 in it, which isn't, you know, the best chip in the world, but it's also low power consumption. So this thing has
Picture's gone. I'll come down
like
now.
a stupid large battery.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
Like the battery on this thing is like 14 or 15 hours. And every time it starts draining, for whatever reason, it gets more efficient. I don't know what they did to make the battery this way. All I know is I want to order some of these damn things for the rest of my house. If I can. But, you know, this thing's amazing. You know, for like $300, it's, you know, it's pretty damn good. Which really blew me away. The internal, like, it's running Windows 10 as well. So, like, I have Action Time on and installed there, but it's not what I would say great for running. But, you know, scariest of all, I actually got Hyperdimension Neptunia 1 Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 running on it.
Today's mission is
It only has some minor stutters here and there, but it's working.
For some ACs hiding in the vicinity,
And
correct?
all this thing has is Intel UHD graphics, like
Should be 2 of
4 or 8 gigs of RAM, something like that. Really low internal capacity, and it's all running everything, all of my files and stuff like that. I have to run from an SD card on it because the internal memory is like... It's got 64 gigs of built-in storage, but only 30 of them are accessible because of how big the operating system is. But compared to the fact, like, and this is a single board computer, by the way. So this is essentially a Raspberry Pi as a laptop. And I love this thing.
energy at 30% energy.
Like, not only do I use this thing whenever I have to go out in town and stuff like that, this is my, like, it's my business computer, it's my, my relax computer when I'm out in town, you know, if I have to go. Like, back when, the pandemic started and stuff like that, we used to have to get, food boxes out here, and we got multiple for all the families on the street. And we were probably in line for a good... Oh god, I want to say 3-4 hours every day, starting at like 4 in the morning.
Energy depleted.
And
30%.
okay, look, computer, I get it. I'm running low on power. I'm stopped. Does that make you feel better?
System combat mode.
Okay, there you are, you little
Combat
bitch.
mode.
But we were in line for so long, like I had,
Mission
like I put some anime, you know, whatever movies I had from like, you know, iTunes, etc. on there. And we were just, you know, in the car, you know, passing time, you know, watching, you know, anime movies and whatnot, just me and my mom. So it was, you know, pretty fun. Yeah. Like, I appreciate how it works, but getting it to work is... not always the easiest thing in the world to understand. Unidentified... Oh. These. Yeah, I need to get some practicing on these.
Main system
system.
Like, I'm hoping these are the ones that are weak to kinetic and not the ones that are,
This time you'll be hunting those guys from before. There are competition for resources in this area. Don't know how many of them are around, but keep your guard up.
hit a mine, didn't... Yep, I hit a mine! Great, these are the KE types. Okay, so S types are the ones that are weak to bullets, and then what are you then? You an A type or what? Like, these things drive me... Oh my god! Drive me a little crazy.
System combat mode. Energy at 30% energy. You are leaving the mission area.
But no, like, I've been working on that, like, that whole off-the-grid computer design thing. I think because I want to keep it at comparable levels to that little Cano PC I have, and that's a little too big to have, you know, strapped to my arm, considering it would count as a shield at that point. There's actually this little new single board computer on the market called the Hackboard 2. And I've been over that thing a lot. Like, the specs on that are incredible. You know, for what it is, for a single board computer. This thing can have up to 4 terabytes of additional storage installed to it.
System returning
What
to
the hell?
normal mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I admit that too. Like, I wish there was more of, like, the arms forts and stuff like that. Well, actually, I say that, but Spirit of Mother Will in this game was a fucking nightmare. Like, Spirit of Mother Will in AC4 Answer, a joke. Spirit of Mother Will here, you best have the entire party with you. Like, what? Even though it doesn't move in Verdict Day, what the hell is with the damn thing's range?
You know the drill. Send them all to the junkyard. The primary threat consists of fixed artillery. Stay calm and you should be okay.
Like, the missiles from it. Like,
Energy depleted.
I feel like they did something extra to it. No, no, no. Don't even mention that thing here. No! No. No, just no. I know the one you're talking about. The one that when you take down the treads, it launches like 100,000 frickin' drones. No! Like, no, just no. Or, you know, God forbid, you know, imagine, seeing the fucking, the water one. I forget the name of it, but it's that one that's, like, doing freaking Tokyo. The one that's doing Initial D on the water. Like, that thing in a game like this? Holy hell. Yeah. Oh, it's funny you should mention that too. We actually just had a sandstorm here last night. It was awesome. Like, and of course, you know, I'm that guy. I'm always that guy because we don't get enough sandstorms out here. I had one of my speakers outside and I was just blasting Sandstorm. Just to be ironically funny.
Returning to normal mode.
I don't think my neighbors like me too much, but I don't like them either, so it's a mutual relationship there. Like, it was awesome. Like, the sky was going... Like, we had so much flashing in the sky. It was like if you looked outside and you had epilepsy, oh, you'd be having a seizure. Like, it was awesome. Like, but that's like a good sign because, like, it's been like 7-8 years since we've had a monsoon here. So, like, I'm hoping we get like a massive storm that just doesn't stop raining for like a week. Like, my brother wants one where it'll never stop for a month, but, you know, I think that's a little much. You know, I'll take a week, so that way I can get the house finished.
Activating combat mode.
As you can tell from the scenery, you'll be up against the same crew. Contamination's particularly bad here. Time will be a factor. You've got 4 minutes to finish
Oh.
them off.
Well, I don't really got to worry about finding them. They found me! I hate the Uthikas.
Energy at 30%. Energy depleted. Energy at 30%. Energy depleted.
But AC5 has probably one of my favorite bosses. Like, I love fighting the train.
Energy at 30%. Energy depleted.
You know what they might be? Like, it's been a while since I played, like, I played For Answer, but it's been a while since I fought Answerer, because I always, like, I use the machine gun arms in conjunction with a Gatling cannon, so
Evasive action.
Looks like something's
my damage output was a little high at the time, so I rarely ever got to see most Phase 2s. But I don't know if I'm the only one to find this. Have you ever encountered this glitch before? Just let me know.
You are leaving
So,
the mission area.
in For Answer, I've tested this on 2 different platforms. I've tested it on both the 360 and the PS3 with 2 different copies of the game on each system. And I've tested it with multiple systems.
Energy.
I believe that this glitch, because this is, of course, a Ubisoft property, has happened repeatedly. Collard Arena, rank 19, fragile, under the infinite energy regulations. I don't know if this causes it or if fragile just does this.
There's no end to them.
But
System. Scan.
I became French and defeated him without firing a shot. This happened at 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and in the most severe case, 27 minutes.
System. Combat mode.
And that's that. Nice shooting.
And all I did was I took him to the desert, turned around, and went to the edge and waited. Like, I don't know if this happens every time, but so far this has happened every time for me. And it is weird. Because I don't know how to explain this. Because it is the damnedest thing. Like, every Ubisoft game has a glitch that's like this. I mean, all the Assassin's Creed... Well, I mean, it's the Assassin's Creed, so, you know. But we've got all that going on with, like, the Assassin's Creed, and... Like, I even have glitches for Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, of all things. And not just when I, you know, either timed it out great and have clips of the greatest team kill ever for me attacking one person,
Activating combat mode.
or just the game randomly bugging out. But so far, the only game that I've seen from Ubisoft that hilariously doesn't seem to have any problems is, of all things, Starlink Battle for Atlas, specifically the Switch version. Oh, I was about to say, and it's dead, but nope.
Mission objective complete. System.
Boop.
Returning to normal mode.
Bang! Well, yeah, Ubisoft's netcode is absolute crap. Yeah, like I have Starlink on PC as well. I just got to remember my login. But I have that too. But the only reason why I say like Starlink, like the best version of Starlink is the Switch version. Because it includes Star Fox. On the Switch version, it is essentially the new Star Fox game. Because you can do the entirety of the game playing as Star Fox in a modular R-Wing you can mix and match.
You know the drill. Scrap all enemies in
And
the
that
vicinity.
DLC is exclusive to the Switch, because go figure, Nintendo doesn't like to play with others.
Before reinforcements arrive. We'll be pulling out in 5 minutes. Neutralize all hostiles before then.
And speaking of Nintendo, have you seen this new joke that is their OLED system that's coming out? Like, I am dying laughing at this thing. Because they're not listening again. Even the developers are mocking them right now. Oh, that's smart. You know, what are you going to do? You brought a plane into a tunnel. What was your plan? Oh, yeah, no, like I've played a little bit of For Honor when I was over at the bar. Like, it's a fun game. Like, I can't remember the name of it. It was like Chivalry 2 or something like that. Like, I have, like, a game similar to it on Steam, but it's not exact. Like, when I say similar to it, it's not even remotely close to it, but like, it's still medieval combat and stuff like that. It's, you know, still squad-based. PvP is, of course, you know, always there. Guys, will you cut it out already? Yeesh!
Damaged. Take evasive action. Energy at 30%.
Like, and here's the thing, like, I have the launch model PlayStation Vita. And that thing has an OLED screen. I can safely tell you this right now. The screen makes not a damn bit of difference. Because my brother has the Mark II Vita, which is the revision that has the better hardware and the integrated memory.
30%.
His is better than mine. Oh. Time to make it hail. Like, Nintendo's all over the place, and it's pissing everybody off because the new dock, they're talking like it will work with the older model systems, even though the hardware is identical, which of course it should work with them. But, oh my god, Nintendo, what were you thinking with this thing? Like, when the people who make the games for you are saying that you didn't meet their expectations and the only thing you did was you gave them more RAM, whoop-de-fucking-do! You're charging $350 for the new system because you gave us a bigger screen, which is going to drain the battery faster. They put no thought into this. And I have the version 2 Switch. I don't, like, look, if they decide to put out the Switch Pro, okay, I will probably pick it up. You know, for testing purposes and whatnot, because if it fails my tests, it's going back. I get my money back. No skin off my back.
Fine, though, that can always be cleaned. Why not aim for the cockpit?
But oh my god, what the hell is going on with this company?
Piece of work. Main system.
Like,
Activating
from what we were hearing about, like, the Switch and stuff like that, like, for example, Zelda Age of Calamity, I can't confirm this, apparently that runs like garbage on the current Switch. From all the assets on screen, apparently it can drop to as low as 15 FPS in a Dynasty Warrior style game. That's really bad, because I have Fate Extella, the Umbral Star, and that has far more assets on screen at once, and it never slows down.
Complete. System returning to normal mode.
So they cannot use the excuse, well, maybe our developer didn't understand. The developer was you! So what's your excuse? You didn't understand your hardware? Like, I would love them to come out and say that they didn't understand their product. Because that will make them the laughingstock for a long time. And I'm sorry, this is my fucking soapbox moment here right now. Because Nintendo has screwed up royal. And I've been with Nintendo for 22 years. They have screwed up big time. Exactly! We got Crysis working on this thing!
Main system activating.
We got Crysis! We got Doom Eternal running on this thing, for God's sakes!
Your
And
defeat.
Doom Eternal was considered the impossible port!
I haven't picked up any readings so far, but
It's probably an ambush. Keep your eyes peeled.
Like, the hardware on this thing is more powerful than they give it credit for. But they're holding back.
Energy at 30. Energy depleted.
Like, they are holding back something big. I can feel it.
System scan mode.
Oh my god! Like, the second they... Like, let me tell you this. The day they announced, you know, like, the game we're all expecting to come, the game we're all hoping to come, the day they announce GTA 5 on the Switch, I think is the day a lot of people start celebrating. Because they don't have to bring the best version of GTA 5 to the Switch. You know what they can bring? They can bring the PS3 version and give it access to the current equipment.
Energy at 30%.
And yeah, I'm not ripping on Doom and stuff like that. I know Doom. The people behind Doom are managed by a genius.
Glad you're safe. Coming down now. Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
And this is why I know Nintendo would be open to, you know, something like GTA 5, for example, like that, or GTA in general. Because they already were. There's, like, Grand Theft Auto, Chinatown Wars, Nintendo DS. Of all things, Nintendo DS. Like, we had so many, like, there is so much wasted potential on the Switch right now, it's ridiculous. Like, I get it, there's a chip shortage going around and stuff like that. But the Switch is pretty much unanimously winning the console wars right now. Because Sony and Microsoft can't get their hands on the equipment they need to, you know, make their consoles that are just going to explode in a couple months.
Main system activating combat mode.
And yeah, you know, China, but you got to remember, you know, like, the Nintendo DS wasn't exactly the best hardware on the market either.
Energy at 30%.
Like, it was powerful, but, like, it wasn't that powerful.
Energy at 30%. Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
But, like, right now, like, they're working on games that would be considered impossible. Like, we've got, you know, and I'm ultra excited for this one. I will, if there's somebody between me and the case when this thing comes out, I'm sorry, they're going to be a cloud of red mist. if they don't quickly sidestep. I am freaking the hell out that we are finally getting a new Metroid game. And it's in the main line. I am freaking the fuck out. Because finally we are getting a sequel to Fusion. The game that gave me nightmares as a kid. I am so excited that we are getting a sequel to it. And I have watched the trailer a dozen times. Samus is still screwed up from when she was infected.
Activating combat mode.
Like, if you look closely through the armor, you can actually see exposed muscle fibers. They're blue, but you can see them.
And take 'em down. But do it quickly. I don't want my prizes escaping.
And both my brother and I are losing our shit over the announcement of this game.
Energy at 30.
Like, my brother's not nearly as big of a Metroid fan as I am, but then again, he hasn't really put in as many hours as I have either.
Energy at 30. Energy depleted.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, so let me just give you a quick rundown of if this is, in fact, the homeworld of the X. No, Prime 4 is still in the oven. Like, Prime 4 is absolutely still in the oven. But until then, we have Metroid Dread to look forward to, and I'm losing my mind over that. But when Metroid Prime 4 gets ready to come out, I'm hoping they do this, because I will buy this game twice. I don't care. When I got it originally, I spent $115 on it after tax. Because thank you, GameStop, for screwing me over. I'm still salty about it, but I did put in about 1,000 hours into the game. So, kind of panned out. Dread is going to be the last mainline Metroid game. Like, the last numbers. Oh, hell yeah. If I get Metroid Dread, I will absolutely fucking stream it. I don't care if I have to go to my brother's house, get his computer, which is more powerful, and bring it here to stream it. I will stream it. What the hell is this Avis doing? I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go back. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. My God, you're like a Catholic rabbit during mating season. Pick a direction. But if this is... So, the gist of Metroid Dread is if this is, in fact, the homeworld of the X, who are... If you've ever played Halo, they're essentially the Flood, but the Flood would be preferable. Prime is and is not mainline. Prime has a different timeline. We don't know exactly where it fits in yet.
Energy at 30. Energy depleted.
Oh. Watch, I just went the wrong way.
System.
Yep, there it is. Time to make it hail! Oh, yeah. The Phazon is incredibly screwed up, too. So the X are biomimetic parasites. They eat, they study, and then they become. So the X are actually the reason why the Metroids existed in the first place. So the Metroids are the main predator of the X-Parasite. Samus wiped out the Predator. What happens when you take out the Predator? The prey runs rampant. The X consume entire worlds.
Energy at 30. Energy depleted.
Well, that was close.
Excellent. Well done.
And the reason why they call them the X is because their name is a variable. They themselves are a variable. They can infect, consume, and become anything organic that they touch. And the worst part is, they're a collective like the Borg. So, like in Fusion, for example, the X infect Samus and are killing her, but they are devouring her at a molecular level. And the only thing that saved her was they created a vaccine from Metroid DNA, of all things, from the last remaining sample they had of the baby that she recovered from SR38 or 288. This made Samus part Metroid.
System activating combat mode.
So Samus is now the only being who can be exposed to X and survive. But when she was infected, her armor had to, after they gave her the vaccine, her armor had to be surgically removed. What sections they could, anyway. This is why if you look up the Fusion suit, all that blue you see on it is actually the Zero suit underneath it. That's essentially like the pilot suit. Everything else is what section of armor they couldn't surgically remove. And what's worse is the X grew inside the armor. Because the armor used biologic circuitry. This is how the SAX got created. And in Fusion, you are spending most of the game running from the SAX. And honestly, I blame the SAX for the nightmares I had as a kid, because Fusion is a great game. But the SAX is fucking terrifying, man. Those cold, empty eyes. Ooh. And when you find the sector, spoiler alert, and when you find the sector of the facility you're at that was cloning Metroids, in the background, because the X is the main enemy of the Metroids, the SAX is trying to kill them. In the background, you see the SAX blasting at everything, just going ham on absolutely everything. And it is probably the most horrifying thing ever. It is outnumbered 20-1, and it's winning. But the block was programmed to self-destruct. And so you gotta get the hell out of Dodge before you're caught in the blast. When you get back to the terminal to find out what the hell happened, you find out there's not one, but 10 SAX roaming the station. 10 SAX that are at her full power. One was a monster. 10 is enough to destroy half a freaking planet. And it is horrifying to think about that. But if we're going to the home world now, oh my god, things are going to go to 11 right out of the gate. Because there's probably going to be a twist too. Like, I can call this right now. In the trailer, I confirmed that the person Samus was talking to, or that was talking to Samus, since she doesn't really talk, God willing, like most fans hope not. Like, Samus doesn't need to talk. We don't want another Other M. You know, me personally, I loved Other M. Like, you know, controversial opinion, but I loved it. I wasn't really keen on the story for the most part, because, oh yeah, it needed work. It definitely needed work. But the gameplay, they understood what needed to be done. But I have confirmed that the person conversing with Samus in one of the parts of the trailer, that's a Chozo. The Chozo are supposed to be extinct. That's the race that not only took Samus in, but also created her armor.
We're looking for the same type again. There's 4 of them
So
this
either
time.
that one Chozo has somehow managed to survive on the X homeworld,
Calling out.
or
4 minutes. Defeat all hostiles by then.
that Chozo is an X. Because through one of the briefings, they talked about how the rooms would operate with the Emmy, which are those white armored robots that you saw in the trailer. Like the Emmy, like it says in the little briefing thing, the little newsletter they put out, that you can take the Emmy head on, but it will be suicide. Like if the Emmy grab you, because they are first and foremost biological sample collectors. That's why they have those razor sharp claws to pierce the hide of anything to collect a biologic sample. You know, like organ tissue.
Energy at 30%.
And with the size of those claws and how exposed Samus still is after having to have most of her armor surgically removed, in sections she has no defense.
Energy at
Also, what the
30%.
hell?
Energy
Where the hell are you hiding?
depleted. System combat mode.
So they straight up said, your best bet is to run. That's why Samus is getting new abilities. She's getting a cloaking device. What the hell are the Emmy, where she needs a cloaking device?
Looks like you're done. I'll be right there.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
Like now I'm curious what kind of weapons we're gonna get too, because like I played through Samus Returns on the DS, or I'm sorry, the 3DS, and I was honestly expecting them, because this is the same the people doing Dread are the same people that did Samus Returns, and Samus Returns is, you know, on the 3DS, you know, you can't expect much. It's only a 240p resolution at most, but the game looks gorgeous. Like, it's hard as balls. You know, there are some enemies that can eat a dick, but... Namely, the Power Bomb Guardian. And the final boss.
This is Fran. We'll be flying over the destination in just a moment.
But what makes the X dangerous, and this is why I'm actually going crazy, because if this is the homeworld, oh my god, the story is going to be so good.
Main system activating combat mode. Wait
Like,
a minute.
the X communicate. If a single X parasite infects something and becomes a creature, it learns its genetic profile.
Enemy sighted, number 8.
And if the X that learned the genetic profile
Who is it?
links up with another group of X, then that group learns everything it does. This is how the X spread so much. And yes, the Federation has been trying for decades to clone Chozo equipment. Because the Chozo technology was insane. He...
Rosary, any idea on that AC?
None. Never seen that emblem before.
What the hell?
A number. Does that mean there are others?
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
Oh, I just realized how low my health is. Because I came in on the wrong unit. Wait a minute. Wow. Oh yeah, I'm redoing that mission with a different unit. I think it was here. It's definitely... So, the Emmy were made by the Federation, using the hardest materials they could. So, nothing short of power bombs, repeated power bombs, to the face are going to do shit against these things. These things look to be immune to the plasma beam, which passes through, like, everything. Like, if this game starts you with the plasma beam, or a full power Samus where she has, you know, like her standard equipment of like the plasma beam, you know, wave beam, ice beam, etc. If she starts with that loadout for the beam, and it ain't doing a thing, oh god, what do we need to stop these? Because in the newsletter they put out about these things, when you enter a room with these, and you'll know that there's one in that room, because the door will be different every time. Every time you enter this place, the doors lock. And since you can't kill the Emmy,
This is Fran. We'll be flying over the destination in just a moment.
you have to evade
It's
them.
the same drill as usual.
But in the trailer, you can see one of the Emmy come out, and it is like the armor is gone. It's borderline on fire. It's missing a hand.
Combat mode.
And when the Emmy are damaged like this, apparently,
Right.
There's something there.
apparently they can't climb.
Enemy sighted, number 8. Who is it? Watch out. That guy isn't one of the small fries.
Like, I cannot wait for this game. And my brother, he's losing his mind too, because this brings me back full circle. They are doing an upscaled version of Advanced Wars 1 and 2. They're doing that as one console, on one chip. So my brother is losing his mind on that. He is so excited. Like, I haven't seen him this excited in a very long time.
Not bad.
Rosary, any idea on that AC?
None. Never seen that emblem before. A skull, a number. Does that mean there are others?
Mission objective complete. System.
Like, honestly, I wish Nintendo would wise up, because we've already proved that the Switch is, like with the Mario All-Stars collection, they've already proved that it can run anything that they throw at it. I want more GameCube games on the Switch. Like, I will buy them again. I don't care. You know, I want, you know, like, a Metroid Prime trilogy. Hell yes. For starters, start with the Prime Trilogy. They're like, oh, it's a Metroid game, it won't sell. Bullshit, it won't! You put it on the right system, it will sell. Well, you say, like, you know, Japanese company and conservative and stuff like that. Retro Studios, the company that made the Metroid Prime games, is an American company. They also did several of the Donkey Kong titles for Donkey Kong Country. And those games absolutely annihilated some of the market. But if they decided to bring back, you know, more GameCube titles, like say, for example, they brought over Pokemon Colosseum and Gale of Darkness. Like, say they brought that stuff over. I mean, sure, yeah, I know Pokemon Company's not going to go for that because, oh, we got to, you know, get the new money in and stuff like that. The old money is where it's at still, though. I actually didn't know that it was made in by a Spanish company.
Sowers of strife like yourself must be removed.
But, like, take Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, for example. On the, like, eBay aftermarket and stuff like that, the game disc alone is going for, like, $80 to $100. If you have a complete copy, you're looking at about $100 to $200 easy. Sealed, probably $300. Really, what's the game called they got running? Because so far from what I've seen, the company has great promise. Like, I love their, like, they seem competent. They know what they're doing. They understand the systems. Space Lords. I'll look into that.
Mission objective complete. System returning to normal mode.
Because that sounds intriguing. Like, what kind of game is it? Like, describe it if you can. Because I actually am interested in hearing what the whole game's about a little bit. Like, you don't got to go super in depth, you know, just like just what you can. Because I'll be honest, like, I'll try out most free Ooh, third-person shooter. Okay, I'm already interested. Ooh, I like that. Like, story, does it have, like, a story mode, or is it all, like, squad-based or something like that? You know, like, because I used to play Warframe. Okay, so it's squad versus one AI. That's not too bad, because, like, I play some free-to-plays over on Steam. Like, my favorite free-to-play over on Steam, well, actually, I have a couple of them. Chimera Destroy All Monster Girls, that's an old-school... It's like, it plays like Mega Man Zero, but it looks like Mario, but plays like Mega Man Zero. It's also uniquely self-aware and pretty funny. Like, for a free-to-play, it's amazing. Like, I was not expecting that. But my other favorite one over on Steam is Alien Swarm Reactive Drop. Like, the single worst part about Alien Swarm is it says it has controller support. It does. They never created a button map. So, like, the buttons, like, I don't mean like they never created a map. They never created a thing that tells you what the buttons are. So even though you can play using a controller, it is very much recommended to use a keyboard and mouse.
Energy at 30%. Looks like you're done. We're coming down.
Like, Alien Swarm really is fun.
Objective complete. System
Like, I personally love the game.
normal mode.
It's better with friends, I can tell you that much. Like, because of the squad-based nature of it and stuff like that, it's definitely recommended that you play with friends. Yes and no to that one. You just got to have somebody, you know, sit down and teach you the ropes, which is why when I help people with that game, I always, and this is the weirdest part, I take them into PvP first. Because there's a bit of an exploit in that game where you can abuse the PvP system. Because just for completing a match, regardless of who wins,
Main system.
you always get 1,000 experience. Always. Well, 1,000 experience is enough to level you up about 2-3 times.
Enemy forces.
And you get this per match.
Looks like they've been waiting with the red carpet out. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll do fine. You heard the boss.
And once you, like, you don't even have to do the rank up promotions and stuff like that. The second you get access to the flamethrower and the chainsaw, my personal weapon combination, by the way, you are set. The flamethrower does excessive amounts of damage over time. And the chainsaw has unlimited ammo. And it does damage every single frame. By having the chainsaw, because the experience you gain in multiplayer affects your character in... Because it's not really your character, it's the profile. It affects your profile for the entirety of the game, not just multiplayer, but also the campaigns. So just by going to multiplayer, you can add, I think you can add bots too. Like, it's been forever since I played, but you know what? If you're ever wanting to, give the game a try again, let me know. Like, I would be happy to sit down, walk you through all the stuff, and I don't care if we spend, a couple hours. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you do not do this mission in a tank. Like, if you ever want to sit down and, try and pick up Alien Swarm again, I'm willing to sit down with you, too, if you want. Because I love the game, and honestly, I still got to do my my promotions, too, to where I can hit max rank, so...
Energy. Energy at 30%. Energy depleted. Energy at 30%. Energy depleted. Energy at 30%. Energy depleted. All enemies eliminated. Good work.
Because Alien Swarm's really fun. One of my friends, acquaintances now,
Mercenaries?
learned never to leave me alone for about 5 minutes.
Doesn't get complicated.
while there are auto turrets on the map, and they had to use the restroom.
System returning to normal mode.
This was their exact message when they got back and grabbed their headset. What the actual fuck, man? What I had done was I had set up about 10 auto turrets around them, and if they had moved even an inch, at all the turrets would have fired. So I had effectively trapped them. And yeah, absolutely. Like, we'll never actually... I don't think we'll ever get another Armored Core game, to be honest. Because there was a falling out between From Software and the creators of Armored Core. That's why, like, Daemon X Machina happened. Daemon X Machina is the creators of Armored Core. They broke off from Software because they're so busy redoing Dark Souls for the infinitieth time.
This is Fran. We'll be flying over the destination in just a moment.
Like, they got so pissed they took the product elsewhere.
Ready? Good.
And, that's how Daemon happened. And Daemon is like, I would not say it's worth $60. I will not say that. It absolutely is not.
Rosary now, isn't it?
Oh, Regan. Still alive, huh?
Exactly. So, at least understand, like, Daemon X Machina and stuff like that, so.
Manners never were your strong suit. Is that any way to talk to your older sister? Especially after I went to the trouble of asking your old friends what comm channel you use.
Tell me what you want.
I've come to kill you, of course.
And here I thought my family had issues.
Main system. Activating combat mode. Enemy AC sighted. It's coming in fast.
It's a typical close
I
combat
know,
fighter,
right?
But you don't have to play that game. Stay back and fire from a distance.
Like, the helicopters here is how you do tandem rotor helicopters right. Oh, I don't have to play their game, eh?
Rumors are
Boop,
true.
boop.
Come back to the Men of Honor, Cordelia. We'll forget everything that's happened. Of course, your friends are welcome as well.
Oh, please. I know you just want to steal our star pilot here.
You know me better than anyone, sister. Let's meet again, Cordelia. But next time, I won't be so cordial.
Rosary. I've got a job for you
Like,
guys.
I know, right? Like,
Crush them.
these look like logical machines.
Mission
Like, they're still futuristic, but they're so
returning to normal
rough
mode.
around the edges that they feel feasibly possible. Hey, welcome back, man. Don't worry, all the whole conversation and stuff we had will be in the log later for the video and whatnot, so. Let's see, tanks. Actually, yeah, let's go here and load back into my other unit. Like AC5 is, yeah, like exactly. One is realistic, and and then there's realism, and there are completely different things. Like, but AC5 here is like, it's kind of bridging the gap there. Like, it's out there, but it's believable.
This is Fran. We'll be flying over the destination in just a moment.
It's the same drill as usual. Clear out the area.
Oh my god, don't even, like,
Mission
dude.
start. Deploy
Steel Battalion is a touchy subject for me because I still want that to this day.
main system.
I want Steel Battalion for the OG Xbox. I want and I need that 40-button controller. That freakishly large table of a controller. I need that. I want somebody to make custom drivers so that I can use that.
I guess they really
I
don't like
want
us, huh?
someone to make custom drivers so I can use that on my computer.
All right, ladies, let's get this party started.
And the worst part is, I actually have shops out here. I have shops out here that have the Steel Battalion full set with the controller. The problem is, used now, like the game is stupid, is like absurdly cheap. Like I can get the game for like $8, but if I'm gonna play that game and really play it, oh man, you better believe I'm playing with a table in front of me. Because I need 2 sticks and a lot of buttons.
Reinforcements inbound.
Oh my god!
System. Scan mode.
Jesus, I've already burned it through half my shoulder ammo.
Here comes some more.
Like, I love mech games. Like, I still have my old Robotech games on the PS2. Like, I have always been a giant robot guy. Like, I think my love for it, you're probably going to laugh at this, I think my love for robotics actually started with this old cartoon that I used to watch, old anime that I actually grew up with as a kid. Because I grew up watching Metabots, and that's what got me into robotics. Because I wanted that. I wanted that more than anything. I wanted a sassy, smart-talking, wisecracking robot companion. I wanted my own Metabee, damn it.
They're like children.
I just wanted something that was so screwed up in the head that it was just constantly yelling, I am not defective.
Mission objective complete. System returning.
I know, right? Metabots, anime, at least Series 1, beautiful. The games... I'm sorry, excuse me while I throw up. Like, what the hell happened there? Like, I have Metabots Infinity. I have Metabots Infinity for the GameCube. I have never beaten this game. This game is insanely hard. Uh-oh. I just took the wrong AC into this mission.
Hey, once we're done with this, we should go have some fun. Sounds good. Really? Then I'll kill him real quick.
I love the head on this thing. It's basically a hammer on a stick.
Main system activating combat mode.
It looks like they took a set of fucking binoculars from the Clone Wars and just welded it to a fucking bike frame. And speaking of Clone Wars, anybody but me here watching Bad Batch? Because, oh my god, like, if you haven't watched Bad Batch, oh my god. It is so good.
Exit damaged. Take evasive action. Base severely damaged. Take evasive action.
I will forward you the link later. Otherwise, we'll do private streams over in the group. Because I have the first 11 episodes.
Catastrophic. Take evasive action.
Oh, yeah. So tell me, man, who's your favorite on the Bad Batch? Because me, oh my god, for me it's Wrecker. Wrecker is amazing. Like the way he just casually breaks everything. Like, I've actually done a little bit of a recreation of Wrecker in Gundam Breaker. It's overpowered. It's straight up OP. Oh, yeah. Like, all the clone armor. Like, so I'm not going to spoil it, but the latest episode, oh my, like, the genius of Dave Filoni. Oh, they have actually tied it in directly so that it's going to, when Bad Batch ends, it's going to feed directly into Rebels. Like, oh my god, the genius that is Filoni. So I'm not going to spoil too much, but episode 11 focuses, like, the new arc focuses around Ryloth. So we get to go to Hera, like, if you've ever seen Rebels, now we get to go back, and we get to see a story revolving around Hera, her mother, who's alive in this arc, and we get to see her father, too. So this is how, like, this arc is revolving around how her father ended up becoming who he was in Rebels and their estranged relationship. So this is, like I'm at a loss for words for once. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, that's the only word. Oh my, like, so focused on the mission, he would, like, her father in Rebels was so focused on the mission, he would shoot anybody in the back, you know, not kill them, but shoot them in the back and stun them to accomplish his mission.
Fui, ego eris. I can never figure out what the hell you're saying.
Main system. Activating combat mode.
But, like, the current, like, Bad Batch is showing how he became that person. And also, okay, who the... No.
Take evasive action. Energy at 30%.
No. Also, Chopper was in Bad Batch too, so that's awesome. So we get to see how Chop became, wisecracking.
Energy at 30%.
Where'd he go? Behind me.
Energy at 30%.
That's the thing. Bad Batch, if the information I've gathered is correct, Bad Batch is actually Season 8 of Clone Wars,
Energy at 30 energy.
and there is not going to be a second season. I'm hoping for once my source is wrong. Because there's also only supposed to be 16 episodes. They've already finished recording the soundtrack for it, which means all they have to do now is release the episodes.
Energy at 30 energy. Completed.
Ah, there's the guy. Ah, and he decided to come to me on my... Holy crap!
AC damage catastrophic.
Yeah, it is. That's how they got it through. So, like, the first episode takes place during Order 66, and it shows the aftermath. Which, here's a little bit of an Easter egg, too. They actually got Darth Sidious himself, Ian Abercrombie, to come back. Oh, no, not Ian Abercrombie.
Normal mode.
Ian McDermott. They got him to come back and record additional dialogue for his speech that he gave as the scarred Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. So, like, that was kind of blowing my mind. Like, I was like, wow. Like, wow. Like, I can't believe they got, like, somebody who's normally, like, big budget to come back in. I guess that tells you how much faith they had. Or how much faith Ian had in them. Yeah. Absolutely. You can make the AC really slim and fast in these games, but, like, they're not joking. You will get your ass handed to you if you use a lightweight in this game. Like, you'll be kicking off walls as fast as frickin'... You'll be kicking off walls like the Flash. But the problem is, you are a literal glass cannon. Like, one round from a sniper cannon is enough to completely destroy you. At any range. Yeah, exactly. It's not as bad as, playing as Fragile, but it's still pretty bad. Oh, are they available? No! Damn it. Okay, do we have anything with double bays available? Like, this is an ultra... Oh, my... Honestly, if you want to end AC1, take out the first 9 ball and run like a bitch. That's one of my strategies. Just, deal with the first one if you have to, but run, fat boy, run, and take out the thing at the end. That's all you have to do. That is how simple the objective is. That's not how simple they make it, though. Oh, yeah, the VOBs and stuff like that. Dude, can you imagine a Mark V using a VOB? Like, seriously, can you imagine that? Like, where the hell would you even strap that thing? Like, yeah, you can use the Kurosawa and stuff like that on the final mission. It's not actually, like, completely required. Like, the Kurosawa is an enormously powerful unit. Exactly. You know what I call a Mark V AC hooked up to a VOB unit? I call that Kamikaze Flight Instructor. I call that the Kamikaze Flight Instructor. All right, everybody, pay attention. I'm only going to show you this once. Ooh. What's the catch? Okay, it just weighs more. Yes! The Jessup's available. Yes! That means the next level up for the autocannon is likely available too. Ew. Ugh. Oh, you're the ultra high capacity one, but you're the ultra low output one. Good looking cannon though. Let's see what we got for the battle rifles. Do we have... Which one of these did I normally use? I actually think it was this one. Dude, the regular autocannon is 4... It's literally 4 heavy machine guns welded together with a new trigger that links them all. Like, oh my god, it is so much fun to use some of these weapons. Let's see, another Jessup. Let's see what we got for the heads available. Ooh. Ooh. Sometimes you just gotta go for style points. Yeah, I wish there was more world building here too, if I'm being honest. Like, the game is fantastic for what